Wait, no! Wait, start already, ah. Like you roll already, so I can say already.
Hi guys, it's me. Don't worry, Qing. I will try to do you proud. 1 year ago, right? I appeared on Eatbook as a noob cook.
Don't laugh. Correct. Cut the hard skill of it.
But I really like being in the kitchen, and I realized. No, okay, to be honest, right, Gladys was the one who asked me, right? Then when she asked me, I think the first question I asked her was like, cook what ah? Because I was like, wow, if you need some kind of like kneading thing, I'm not too sure eh. But then you know what she told me? Oh, don't worry, one. This one very simple. This one just drinks. Just use the blender. And I was like, oh, okay. Like, sounds alright. Okay, so for today's episode of Eatbook Versus, I will be recreating Fruce's signature drinks. Fruce is actually a homegrown dessert beverage brand that started in 2016. They opened their first store in Wisma Atria and the second in Next. And they are known for their fruity and localized flavors such as the avocado coconut and also the D24 Durian Pandan. Wow, actually, quite big shoes to fill. And actually, one of my favorite drinks from Fruce is actually the avocado coconut. So, damn, I have to do that today. Okay, so without further ado, let's get started. So, the ingredients that we need today for our avocado coconut smoothie are 2 cups of coconut water, 1.5 cups of ice, 1.5 cups of fresh milk, 1.5 avocados, 1 cup of water, 1/4 cup of white sugar, 1 cube of gula melaka, and 6 grams of unsalted butter. Okay, so you must be wondering why we have butter, right?
Smooth like butter.
I heard from my aunt, right? Whenever you make avocado smoothie, right, you need to put in like a dollop of butter to make the whole thing smoother. That's some kind of old wives' tale, but then I choose to believe it. Okay, first step, we're gonna be blitzing the avocado. Why we blitz is because we want to make it smoother form, like a puree form, before we blend it with the rest of the ingredients. Wait, okay. I know how to use a blender. Blitz. And I think it's okay that you reach this kind of consistency. So later we will blend it even more with the other ingredients. So I think we're good. So right now, let's transfer it to a bowl. Okay, first up, we need to melt the sugar into a sugar syrup. So I need a stove.
Stove?
Is this not a stove?
Induction.
Yeah, it's the same like you understand, can you?
Why you always lying?
And then I need a pot, of course. And my sugar and my water. But basically just add the sugar and the water into the pot. Just very simply stir it until all the sugar has melted into a syrup. Okay, and then we will pour it into a bowl. So next up we have our gula melaka, which we also need to melt. Okay, so in it goes. Not gonna wait for the pan to heat up. In the water goes.
2 years later. 3 years later. Too long later.
Okay, half of it like melted already. Okay, higher a bit, ah. Faster! I think we're good. Off! And then we just have to pour it out. We don't need the induction cooker anymore. Now it's time to just blend it all up. Okay, let's go. Okay, pour in the avocado. Then now we pour in the milk. Whoa! I think that gula melaka matches like the whole avocado smoothie thing. In my opinion, it's like it gives a very nice complementary taste to it. And for sugar syrup, it's 4.5 tablespoons. Okay, why we decided to use coconut water instead of milk, right? Is because the avocado is really very creamy. So we don't want it to be like over creamy, but yet we want to retain the coconut taste. Okay, last but not least, we will be adding the ice cubes on top. It's because like we want the blender to blend all the liquids first, and then the solids. They're like, psh.
Yeah.
It was at this moment that he knew.
That's also not supposed to happen. Pro tip is to guard your blenders and lock it down. Okay, I think it's well blended. Ooh, smells fresh. Not bad. I feel like the sugar level is just nice. Okay, and the consistency is quite smooth. And the taste is there. Never mind, let's try the second drink. Okay, so now we're going to be making the second drink, which is the D24 Durian Pandan. Okay, so we are going to be making the pandan extract, and our way is to infuse the pandan leaves together with fresh milk and coconut milk. So first step, we're going to be chopping these pandan leaves up. Oh, the color is so nice. Who am I kidding? I hate green stuff. Okay, and then we just don't need the tip. Go! Okay, so why we decided to go with two kinds of milk, right? During our recipe trial, we found that using coconut milk produces a very overbearing taste, so we decided to neutralize it with some fresh milk. So just on your stove, put everything in. Oh my goodness, oh my. And mix it all around. Okay, so right now, we'll be putting whatever we've simmered into a blender so that later on we can strain it for it to become a liquid extract. So now we want a very smooth and non-grainy texture of the extract, right? So we are going to be straining it, making sure we only get the liquid goodness, man. Okay, so we've gathered the ingredients needed for the D24 Durian Pandan, and what we have here is pandan extract, 3 pieces of durian, 1.5 cups of ice, 3 teaspoons of condensed milk, 6 teaspoons of gula melaka, and 150 ml of fresh milk. Before we start anything though, we need to remove the flesh of the durian from its seed. However, we won't be putting all of this durian meat into the blender because when we were drinking the Fruce's drink, right, there was some like durian flesh, right, along in the cup. We're going to soak some flesh into a bowl of water so that it becomes slightly softer. Okay, and now we're just going to be blending everything together. Okay, let's go. And last but not least, on the very top, oh my. Wow, not bad. I can smell both the durian and the pandan. I think that's a good thing, right? Yes! Okay, so we're gonna be lining the cup with some softened durian pieces. Okay, and then we will just...
Do you hear that?
Wow! Look at the mix of colors! So because there's pulp in this drink, a little bit, so we have decided to go with the thick straw. Really got the durian and pandan taste together. Yeah, but anyway, it's time for the taste test.
Yo, hi. Oh, no, what's the question? Just now, when I walked in the room, I smell a bit of a very weird smell. It's a durian, something to do with durian, right?
I guess like maybe some sort of durian puff or drink, I guess.
So today, it's Eatbook versus Fruce.
Oh!
I don't think I've tried Fruce before. This is gonna be the first time in my life that I taste both the Fruce and the Eatbook version imposter.
Take a whiff.
Wait, me.
Smell.
Smell.
I can smell the avocado.
You don't like?
I don't like.
First things first, metal straw, good for environment.
This one, the smell is a bit stronger. I think I can smell the coconut water in it.
Very nice. It tastes exactly something that I will buy from like Fruce.
Yeah, actually not bad. I can't really taste the avocado. It tastes more of like the coconut. It's like, I think it tastes a bit like chendol.
I can tell that this avocado is definitely riper than the one on the right. So the flavor of this, right, is creamy until almost it's like a banana shake.
This one, the aftertaste of the coconut was stronger. This one, there's a very sweet and pleasant aftertaste, which I quite like.
The first one I tasted is more thick and has a stronger avocado taste. But the left side that I tasted is more of like a diluted version of avocado drink, not a juice.
I smell the durian. Copper ah, why the straw so big one?
This one I'm excited. Wow, I love the smell already.
It's very refreshing eh. For the first time I said durian is very refreshing. It's very creamy. I like this texture also.
Okay, I'm not really a pandan fan. I like durian on its own, I like pandan on its own. But if you mix them together, a bit weird, and I don't think I'll finish the whole drink if I go to buy it myself.
So this one tastes a little bit more concentrated than this one. Similar as before. This one is also a little bit sweeter than this one. So with this one, right, it doesn't feel that blended in that sense.
I would say, right, for both of them, right, the durian flavor is about equal. This one really cannot really taste the pandan, which I think is a little bit hard to balance. But I'm liking this.
This is a bit watery. It feels like a less intense durian fruit juice. The other one is like almost near the consistency of like a milkshake. Almost.
These two can. Ayo, then let's go with the right answer, which is the right one.
I think I'll prefer the one on my right.
You prefer the one on your right?
Yes.
I prefer this side one.
I will go for the left side one.
As a whole, I prefer the one on my left. It chose Fruce.
Oh!
See, it's quality. No, not just people no quality lah.
Hello? Yes?
Oh! I knew it! I knew it! I knew it!
Oh my god! Hey, you guys did a really good job with this.
The gowness and the consistency really got difference. But the durian, I like it.
Just that I think people will prefer the one with thickness in their drink. So I think Fruce did a pretty good job there.
It's really much easier to drink because it's thinner, I would say. And then I think for the durian one, it was not like in your face.
So, say for example, I think the durian one a bit too strong, then some people might not like. So they try to do something that's in the middle. Then it's like can please, like it's like for any other people that don't really like durian but want to try, it's still, they can still try. But I think so far, which one is the avocado one? This one
Yes.
You nailed it, this one.
This one Adrian made one eh.
No wonder.
Because right, definitely I can tell that this one is more homemade. First, the durian got more pulp. Secondly, right, where's the pandan? This one right, actually tastes like kueh. This one right, just tastes like the durian half, remove the half.
Okay, I think one thing that really pleasantly surprised me, like I mentioned when I was tasting earlier, right, was the reason why you see the way I taste both drinks and then I keep going back and forth with it, right, is because they honestly taste very similar. And I think Eatbook this time, right, really nailed it with like things like the consistency, the taste itself. Like it's overall such a nice experience.
Wait, don't say first. I stress.
The score is 4:2.
Oh my god. I guess Fruce is 4 and Eatbook is 2.
Yeah. A lot of people chose, right?
Yeah.
Is they chose Fruce, avocado, coconut, and they chose our D24 Durian Pandan.
Really?
Yeah.
Like for Fruce, right, their drinks are quite thick. We tried to make it thick, but it just was not thick. Okay, then especially like the pandan thing, right? To be very honest, I think we were like just try and erroring kind of thing because like we really don't know like what the stores out there, like what Fruce uses to make their pandan so fragrant, that kind of thing. Yeah, and I guess I'm quite proud of like our creations because it's a bit different in terms of taste, I would say, but I would say the main components are all similar. Actually, to be very honest, right, the avocado one, the avocado coconut smoothie, right, it's not very hard. Maybe for the durian D24, then it's a bit more like there are a bit more complicated steps. Okay, it was quite exciting, but it was quite nerve-wracking. I did thoroughly enjoy the trialing of the recipe actually, because I was like, wow, then we were like, oh my god, we need to try, then tastes a bit wrong, like the coconut tastes too strong, then we like we faster change to other things, like coconut water, kind of thing. So it's like, it's pretty experimental, which I kind of like.
So are you ready to take on future challenges?
Need blender? Thank you for watching this episode of Eatbook Versus. If you like this video, don't forget to like, share and subscribe and watch all our other videos over there. And then also you can comment down below what other brands you'd like us to versus. Bring it on. Blender also can. Whatever also can. On.
Okay, bye.
Bye.